Seeking divine intervention for Nigeria at 64, messages of unity and good conduct among citizens formed part of special Jumaat prayers.
Unity, definitely we will progress.
Constitution review process, bill seeking provision for independence candidacy, skills face reading at House of Representatives.
To allow for greater inclusion from those who otherwise might not have the opportunity to be sponsored through their political parties.
Nigeria partners MasterCard to support 1 million African farmers. Plus, a new era for the Nigerian Television Authority as President Tinubu appoints new executive directors. Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTA Network News. I am Lami Ali. Tonight, Jennifer Igwe will be reading from Lagos and Ayo Deji Makinde is also on standby for some sporting stories. Do endeavor to follow us live on our website nta.ng/live, NTA News Now on X and on other social media platforms displayed on the screen. Now we begin with Nigeria's 64th independence anniversary. President Bola Tinubu was today among the congregation at the National Mosque Abuja for a special Juma prayer to commemorate Nigeria's 64th independence anniversary. Former Head of State General Abdulsalami Abubakar, Chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum and Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, National Assembly members and ministers were also in attendance. In the translation of the sermon, Imam Muhammad Kabir Adam acknowledged the diversity amongst Nigerians as designed by God. He harped on the necessity for good conduct amongst the citizens while urging Nigerians to remain united and work towards actualization of a greater country. After the two standing salat, there was a special prayer for the continuous unity, peace and development of the country, as well as for Allah's guidance, strength and wisdom as President Bola Tinubu continues to lead the country. The freedom which independence and self-rule has brought to Nigeria is one grace that citizens should cherish and celebrate, with thanksgiving to Allah for His benevolence on the country's journey thus far, while sharing a sense of collective vision and unity. The Chief Imam of the National Mosque Abuja, Dr. Muhammad Kabir Adam, gave these encouragements in his sermon as the Muslim faithful observe special Jumaat prayer to commemorate Nigeria's 64th independence anniversary in Abuja. Religious correspondent Abdullahi Ajia reports.
It was another solemn moment for the Muslim faithful as the Abuja National Mosque hosted the special Jumaat prayer for Nigeria's 64th independence anniversary. As a people of faith, the congregation submits to Allah with the Imam's admonition, focusing on introspection and unity of purpose in order to surmount all challenges in the country.
Let's all respect one another. Let's be united so that we can tackle the current challenges that the country is facing. With unity, definitely we will progress.
The cleric as well as other speakers emphasized support for leaders at all levels.
Mr. President has engaged with leadership around the world and they have acknowledged the kind of reforms, the kind of efforts we are doing. Nigeria is the hope of Africa.
Our leaders, for Allah to guide them aright. Our political leaders, our religious leaders, all leaders at all levels have that fear of Almighty God in us.
In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has met with United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres at the UN headquarters in New York, where they discussed issues relating to regional security, humanitarian relief, and Nigeria's role in international cooperation. State House correspondent Abdulrahman Jibrila reports that the Vice President, who is representing President Tinubu as the ongoing 79th session of the UN General Assembly, was received at the UN building by the Deputy Secretary General, Amina Mohammed.
Vice President Kashim Shettima in the New York for the 79th UNGA, but it's an opportunity to also engage major global bodies for Nigeria's development. So, he is here meeting with the UN scribe, bringing to his attention Nigeria's plight in the flood and efforts by the federal and state governments. He particularly drew attention to the urgent need for assistance in addressing the recent damage suffered by residents of Borno State in northeast Nigeria. He also assured the UN scribe of Nigeria's commitment to regional stability, climate resilience, and international cooperation. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres empathized with Nigeria over the flood, pledging more support from the global body. In the meantime, Vice President Kashim Shettima engaged with the Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland, describing Commonwealth as a family that must be guarded jealously. Shettima assured Commonwealth of Nigeria's continued support. He confirmed Nigeria's attendance at the 2024 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa. Patricia Scotland expressed gratitude for Nigeria's support, which she credited for facilitating her success at the Commonwealth. In New York, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Nigeria and MasterCard have announced a partnership aimed at supporting 1 million African farmers. The partnership deal was sealed during a meeting between Vice President Kashim Shettima and executives of MasterCard Corporation on the sidelines of the ongoing 79th session of the UN General Assembly in New York. The project's plan includes support for 1 million farmers across Nigeria, Kenya, and Tanzania, with a focus on enhancing financial inclusion and digital access to critical services, as well as support from the African Development Bank, AFDB. The MasterCard regional head for West Africa, Dr. Folashade Femi Lawal, said a key component of the partnership is the rollout of contactless payment systems, planning 160 payment seminars starting February next year. Nigeria is dedicated to nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation in line with global declaration. The Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, who addressed the 79th United Nations General Assembly, reaffirmed Nigeria's commitments to non-aligned movements and the African group and urged nuclear weapon states to fulfill their obligations under the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Nigeria will continue to play its part in ensuring a safer world for future generations. Now, as part of the constitution review process, a bill seeking provision for independent candidacy in elections has passed first reading at the House of Representatives. The bill, sponsored by House spokesman Akin Rotimi, seeks constitutional amendments to allow candidates who are not sponsored by political parties to participate in presidential, governorship, National Assembly, state houses of assembly, and local government elections. Briefing National Assembly correspondents, the House spokesman is optimistic that the bill, when passed, will encourage inclusion and expand the democratic space.
The party, the opportunity to be sponsored through their political parties. At the end of the day, power resides with the people of Nigeria, and want to give people the opportunity to be able to present themselves for office.
To also ensure that most especially the vulnerable population, such as women, youth, persons with disability, are also given a level playing field, right, to explore opportunities within the political and electoral landscape.
The Southwest Senators Caucus has expressed delight over the passage of the Southwest Development Commission Establishment Bill in the Senate. In a statement, Secretary of the Caucus, Senator Shoaiba Folabi Salisu, says members were happy that the bill, a collaborative effort of all the senators from the Southwest Zone, is yet another demonstration of a shared vision and commitment to advance and protect the interests of the zone within the context of a united, secure, and prosperous Nigeria. The Southwest Development Commission would hopefully complement the development efforts of the 6 states in the Southwest Zone. The bill is yet to receive the concurrence of the House of Representatives to be ready for the presidential assent. The caucus thanks the leadership of the National Assembly, particularly the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, for their leadership and facilitation of the passage of the bill. President Bola Tinubu has appointed 7 executive directors for the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, indicates that a veteran broadcaster, Ayo Adewi, has been reappointed as the Executive Director News. A legal practitioner, Barrister Ibrahim Aliu, is the Executive Director, Special Duties. Malam Muhammad Fatuhu Mustafa is the Executive Director, Administration and Training, while an expert in financial marketing with treasury management, accounting and reporting skills, Mrs. Apinke Efyong, is the Executive Director, Finance. Others are an audiovisual creator, producer and showrunner, Mrs. Tari Taylor, Executive Director, Program. Mr. Sadiq Musa Almeza is the Executive Director, Engineering. An integrated marketing communications professional and chartered marketer, Mrs. Oluwakemi Fashino, is the Executive Director, Marketing. You're watching NTA Network News. We now pause to bring you some messages. Do stay tuned. Thank you for staying. Kept in Alechi Amadi Polytechnic, Port Harcourt, venue of the Mega Rivers East Senatorial District campaign for the October 5th local government election of the Action People's Party came alive as members and supporters converged to witness the presentation of flag to the chairmanship and councillorship candidates. Osinachi Samuel reports that the national chairman of the party, Uchenna Nnadi, was on ground to receive defectors from other political parties.
The Rivers East Senatorial District campaign of the Action People's Party, APP, ahead of the October 5, 2024 local government election attracted a large number of supporters. Most of the flag bearers are those who defected to the APP following the political crisis rocking their former party. Leaders of the Action People's Party at the national, state, and local government areas expressed satisfaction at the quality of men and women that will be flying the party's flag, calling on the people to vote for the APP for a better River State.
A new River State has started, and on the 5th of October, after the local government election, I assure you that our local government chairmen and councillors we are going to elect will transform River State. I want to say, on behalf of Rivers people, thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. Because what is happening here today is a trailblazer in political arena. I tell anybody who cares to listen, our party belongs to the people.
Candidates of the party promised to give their best, urging the people to work towards ensuring that the party emerges victorious.
When you have won and you have been sworn in, do the same thing that the governor of Rivers State is doing for the state, so that there will be joy, there will be love, and there will be happiness.
With the senatorial district campaigns over, the APP says it is set for the door-to-door campaigns at the ward and unit levels for proper mobilization. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
from Jigawa comes the report that the state government is working towards digitizing the state health system for better service delivery with distribution of computers to 291 health facilities in the state. Mohammed Musa Askira reports that the thoroughly trained health information management officers as well as monitoring and evaluation officers are the beneficiaries of Impact's program in the state health sector. Here is the report.
Immunization Plus and malaria progress by accelerating coverage and transforming services. Impact project is facilitating the transformation of Jigawa health system for effective and efficient service delivery. The flagging off of these programs, stakeholders say, signifies a milestone in the efforts of the Umar Namadi administration in providing accessible, qualitative and impactful healthcare service delivery across the state.
Equipping our healthcare workers with the right tools is essential for improving data management, enhancing the quality of care, and ultimately saving lives.
You have established that you have given approval for establishment of dialysis center in Gumel, in Hadeja, in Duse, in Ringim, in Kazaure, expanding over 600 million naira.
Governor Umar Namadi notes that the Impacts projects in Jigawa is facilitating the fulfillment of his 12-point agenda, targeting at making the healthcare system one of the best in the country.
It's a clear demonstration of our commitment to the strengthening of our health system by equipping our health workers with the necessary tools. In particular, this will ensure that data management and quality assurance become an integral part of our health system.
Jigawa state government has succeeded in providing at least one primary healthcare facility in each of the 287 political wards in the state. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Outstanding revenues to the federal government in the oil and gas industry as of June this year have risen to more than $6.071 billion and 66.4 billion naira. This was disclosed at the National Stakeholders Working Group of the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative (NTA) unveiling of the 2022-2023 Oil and Gas Industry Report in Abuja. Bosede Abel Amosu reports.
I'll present this report to the public.
The official unveiling of the 2022-2023 Oil and Gas Industry Report is coming at a time when the nation is intensifying reforms in the oil and gas sector. The report captures areas of revenue leakages while reflecting the need for improved compliance with regulatory frameworks and suggestions for increased transparency in the oil and gas sector. A further breakdown shows outstanding petroleum profit taxes, company income taxes, withholding taxes, and VAT due to the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, says the report provides valuable insights that will stimulate robust public debate and essentially improve governance in the management of natural resources.
This period marks a defining moment in Nigeria's path towards reform, especially in light of the ongoing energy transition.
The report underscores the significance of improving governance structures in the sector within the context of the Petroleum Industry Act.
As the country fully launches itself into the Global Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, stakeholders say the move will guarantee stable economic variables, promote participation by industry players, and enhance revenue drive in the non-oil sector. In Abuja, Bosede Abel Amusi, NTA News.
The National Social Investment Program Agency has released the sum of 24.781 billion naira for the payments of 991,261 households beneficiaries across the 36 states and the FCT for the month of August and September. A statement by the National Coordinator, NSIPA, Badamasi Lowell, says, in line with the renewed hope of President Bola Tinubu towards alleviating poverty and improve the livelihoods of poor and vulnerable Nigerians, in August 2024, the agency released the sum of 3.825 billion naira for a total of 153,038 households who are beneficiaries of the Renewed Hope conditional cash transfer. While in the month of September, the sum of 20.955 billion naira was released for the payment of 25,000 naira to 838,223 household beneficiaries across the 36 states and the FCT through their financial service providers. The Renewed Hope conditional cash transfer under the National Cash Transfer Office is aimed at cushioning the economic shocks of the beneficiaries, who are mostly the poor and vulnerable households. Adding that the economic benefits include, but not limited to, immediate poverty reduction, improving household finances, and savings ability of the beneficiaries. You're watching News at 9 on the network service of the NTA. It's time now to go to Lagos and bring you stories from that end. And Jennifer is our guide. Hello, Jennifer.
Thank you, Lami. Now we start with the infrastructure. The federal government has expressed satisfaction with the level of progress made so far on the Lagos-Calabar Highway project. Federal Controller, Ministry of Works, Olukorede Kisha, gave the pass mark after touring the construction site. Lanre Bileyi has more on this.
The regular monitoring of the 700-kilometer concrete construction site was not only to see to the level of work done, but to have a proactive mechanism in place that will mitigate any unforeseen challenges and also compare notes on the technical peculiarity of the road construction, which requires sand filling of swampy areas of the highway. The tour, which started at Ahmadu Bello Way in Victoria Island, went through Oniru, Marwa, and Elegushi. At Igbefo site towards Okwaja, where construction is yet to take place, precise alignment were rechecked.
The progress of work is actually very encouraging. The contractor is trying, the contractor has capacity, and fund is not a problem.
Well, due to the populated area that the highway is passing through, it slowed down the construction a bit around here, and also the encountered a lot of land filled with all kinds of dirt and all kinds of things, and this has to be evacuated before normal construction could happen, and the ministry are confident that this will be achieved in due course. In Lagos, Lanre Bileyi, NTA News.
Now, MTN Nigeria, a leading brand in the telecommunications industry, is redefining the creative industry and projecting the tourism potential of Nigeria to the world with the launch of MTNC Nigeria, a platform that enables citizens to tell the true Nigerian story on social media. The initiative, which will last for 6 months, is also part of activities to commemorate this year's World Tourism Day. Amaka Owo, who witnessed the sights and sounds of the event, now reports.
Beautiful architecture. Nigeria is a land of huge tourism and creative economic potential, which are oftentimes underreported on global and social media platforms. To change this narrative, the See Niger campaign, powered by MTN Nigeria, was created as a veritable platform provided to showcase the beauty of Nigeria to the world.
Culture says be everywhere you go.
We are starting a place where we show people how diverse Nigeria is, how great a nation is, the cultures we have, the nature we have, the people we have, the food we have, and the happiness we have.
Every single place that you go across Lagos and across each of the different states in Nigeria, there are areas of beauty.
Beyond showcasing the beautiful geographical scenery, locations, cuisine, clothing, music, style, and culture of the Nigerian people, the See Niger campaign also encompasses other unique aspects of talent and creativity, of young people who constitute a huge percentage of the Nigerian population.
For you to be part of this challenge, all you need to do is to upload a 2-minute video on any of your social media platforms and on NTN websites.
This place is actually rich for tourism. So the essence is for us to actually showcase Nigeria and Nigerians on what we do so that the outside world will definitely find time to Google to say places to visit in Nigeria.
This is to run for the next 6 months. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
And there's a lot to say about Nigeria. Now, those are the stories from Lagos at this hour. The news will continue with Lami Ali in Abuja, but the break first.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu salutes David Oyedepo, founder of the Living Faith Church Worldwide and presiding bishop of Faith Tabernacle, on his 70th birthday on Friday, September 27th. In a tribute, President Tinubu rejoices with the entire body of Christ, members of the Winners' Chapel, home and abroad, and the family of the charismatic and visionary leader on the milestone, which deserves all the recognition and honor. Now, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, vows to ensure compliance with Supreme Court judgments on the local government autonomy to promote rule of law and good governance in the country. The chairman of the commission, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliu, stated this while interacting with members of the National Anti-Corruption Coalition as part of the Commission's move to review its policy thrust of fighting corruption. Experts emphasize on prevention, the need to embrace technology, and equally build a system that will discourage corrupt practices by promoting the rule of law.
But they should have a second thought. The decision of the Supreme Court is final and binding. All persons and authorities in this country must take steps to enforce that decision. And as chairman of ICPC, I will lead from the front. I will lead from the front on this issue. No matter where we are going, I will lead. I will take the bullet.
We have to go back and deploy the need for the use of AI in terms of fighting against corruption, in terms of, data analysis and what have you.
So the good news is that there's going to be some new policies that will come up, and these policies are tailored towards preventing corruption.
The number of cases instituted by litigants across the country have increased in recent times, a situation attributed to the newfound knowledge that they can obtain justice through the court system. With these increases in court dockets comes the attendant slowdown in court proceedings when judges write in longhand. But with the introduction of digitized or virtual ICT facilities in some courts, the burden of judges, lawyers and litigants have eased. The validation meeting on the National Minimum Standards to implement the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 therefore gave credence to this sentiment.
Should be automated. We start from there. National Minimum Standards is all about three things: consistency, efficiency and accountability.
The AJA 2015 has already laid a solid foundation, and this National Minimum Standard document builds upon that foundation to ensure that we establish a more effective, accountable, and responsive criminal justice system.
The forum applauded the improved efficiency in utilizing provisions of the iconic law called AJA 2015 to fast-track justice dispensation, while contentious practices like trial within trials are to give way to more reformatory legal ideas. Now, in the move to enhance national cybersecurity and data protection efforts, the Nigeria Data Protection Commission is collaborating with the National Cybercrime Center of the Nigeria Police Force. Francis Form reports that the engagement focused on fostering a strategic partnership between the two entities to strengthen data protection and combat cybercrimes across the country.
The Nigeria Data Protection Commission, mandated to safeguard the privacy and personal data of Nigerians, and the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center is a key arm of the Nigeria Police Force dedicated to fighting cybercrimes and ensuring digital security. Both institutions acknowledged the growing threat of cybercrimes and emphasized the need for a combined effort to address these challenges.
We now have a task team that will put together what we need to do. I believe that by the time we're able to strike proper balance, proper handshake, to identify possible areas of working together in the area of awareness, human capital, bridge investigation, evaluation of issues, and knowledge exchange, even policy development.
To have lots of capacities and capabilities here, and we believe that we can use that to help, his office and his daily activities. Issue concerning cybercrime and data breaches is not something that an entity or an agency can handle alone. It requires collaborative efforts, for us to be able to achieve this.
This partnership is expected to result in a more coordinated approach to addressing these challenges of cyber threats and ensuring the protection of personal data for individuals and organizations across Nigeria. Francis from NTA News.
We shall bring you some more stories and sports news after this set of messages. Do stay tuned. Afghanistan's embassy in London closed on Friday after Taliban authorities cut ties with diplomatic missions and fired its United Kingdom staff. Comfort Fashion tells us more on this and other stories on Global Updates.
Notice hangs on the gate to the consular section and reads, "The Embassy of the Republic of Afghanistan is closed." Though this might not be a surprise, as the Afghan ambassador to the UK, Zalmay Rasool, announced on social media earlier this month that the embassy would close at the official request of the host country on September 27th. The UK Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, denied that it was behind the closure. And diplomats at the UK Embassy have reportedly been advised to leave the UK or apply for political asylum. And this one from Africa. National celebration of the festival, known as Meskel, traditionally takes place in a square by the same name in Addis Ababa. It is one of Ethiopia's most celebrated religious holidays, marked by rituals and merriment across the country. However, this year's festival comes at a difficult time for Ethiopians, Africa's second most populous country and one of the largest landlocked nations in the world. Some Meskel celebrants, however, said the festival presents an opportunity to embrace peace, comfort, fashion. NTA News.
Up next is sports news with Ayo Deji Makinde. Ayo, it's over to you.
Thanks, Lami. Let's begin with reactions which has continued to trail the confirmation of Austin Eguavoin as the coach of Super Eagles after he was retained following a recommendation by the Nigeria Football Federation Technical Committee, and of course the appointment of Justin Madugu to take charge of the Super Falcons. Now, this has brought stakeholders to lead the call that the time is right to allow indigenous coaches take charge of national football teams and avoid distractions ahead of qualifications for Continental and World Cup.
Our local-based coaches have all that it takes. But I'll also continue to emphasize that we should give them the right atmosphere. If you give them the right motivation like you give the foreign-based coaches, there's nothing to it. There's no magic wand to it. It's just knowing what players to play, reading the game better, and of course, the boys playing their best. So I think that giving this duo the opportunity to head our national team will signal something new.
All right, now let's come back to the Nigeria Premier Football League. Of course, following their 1-0 loss to league champions Enugu Rangers midweek, newcomers Ikorodu City will take on Nasarawa United as match day 4 fixtures gets underway on Saturday. The other match for the day will see Akwa United at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, take on Sunshine Stars of Akure on Sunday. League leaders Remo Stars will hope to make it 4 wins from available 4 when they host Rangers International in Ikene. Plateau United travel to Maiduguri as they take on El Kanemi Warriors, while Niger Tornadoes of Mina host Bendel Insurance. The star match of the weekend is slated for the Adokia Messiamaka Stadium in Port Harcourt, where Rivers United, coached by Finidi George, take on Ayemba International, who actually had Finidi's assistant as their head coach. Away from Nigeria, St. James's Park, also known as the Sports Direct Arena, will be the venue as Newcastle United hosts champions and league leaders Manchester City at lunchtime on Saturday, which is the matchday 6 fixture of the English Premier League. Everton at the Goodison Park will play host to Crystal Palace, while Liverpool travel to Molineux to play Wolverhampton Wanderers in a match that will be beamed live on the network service of the NTA. Chelsea will be at Stamford Bridge as they take on Brighton and Hove Albion at 2:30 p.m. While on Sunday, Manchester United play host to Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford, while Southampton play away to Bournemouth. And that's your sports. It's back to Lami.
Thank you, Ayo. Now, President Bola Tinubu extends his heartfelt condolence to Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State on the passing of his wife, Pastor Patience Umo Eno. On behalf of the federal government, the president commiserates with the Eno family, the government and people of Akwa Ibom State. The president affirms that Patience Eno, as the wife to a visionary governor and an ordained gospel minister, embodied humility, resilience, and loyalty. President Tinubu commits the grieving family, friends, and relatives to the comforts of the eternal God, who is the source of life and holds the future of all creation in his hands. And Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu expresses deepest condolences to Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umo Eno, his children and family, on the passing of his wife and First Lady of the state, Patience Umo Eno. As the coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative in Akwa Ibom State, the First Lady describes late Umo Eno as a God-fearing and compassionate woman committed to her family, the people of Akwa Ibom State, and our dear nation. The statement affirms that her kindness, humility, and dedication to her people will continue to inspire those whose lives she touched. Her demise is indeed a painful one. While asking God to grant the governor and his family the strength and comfort to bear this irreparable loss, the First Lady prays that the gentle soul of the deceased rests peacefully in the bosom of the Lord. Now, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, commiserates with the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umo Eno, over the death of his wife, Patience. In a condolence message, Akpabio says the late Mrs. Patience Eno's kindness, compassion, and commitments to the cause of the Akwa Ibom people will be greatly missed, and praise God to grant the Governor and the entire family the strength and courage to bear this irreparable loss. Also, Speaker, House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has expressed shock over the demise of Patience Umo Eno, wife of the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. The Speaker describes her exit as a painful one. While condoling her husband and family, he says she will be sorely missed, especially for her passion for the welfare of women and children. Similarly, the Nigeria Governors Forum, through its chairman, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, sends its condolences to the governor, family, and people of Akwa Ibom over the colossal loss of the precious jewel. The forum prays to God to repose the soul of late Patience Eno and give the family the fortitude to bear this huge loss. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum describes the late Patience Eno as an exemplary Christian mother and wife who gave so much to support her husband. The forum condoles with the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umo Basi Eno, his family and the people of Akwa Ibom State, saying her legacies of selfless love and philanthropic efforts live on. The PDP Governors Forum prayed that Governor Eno, his family and the entire people of Akwa Ibom find the strength to endure this shocking loss. The Northern Senators Forum also extends condolences to Governor Umo Eno on the passing of his wife, Patience. In a condolence message, Chairman of the Forum, Senator Abdulaziz Eradua, says her extraordinary legacy, marked by unwavering support, care and compassion, has left an indelible impact on countless lives. The statement adds that through her visionary initiative, Golden Initiative for All, she transformed the lives of the poor and less privileged, exemplifying kindness and devotion. Also, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has condoled with the government and people of Akwa Ibom State over the loss. And this is where we come to the end of Network News tonight. We thank you for your time. Do have a good weekend.